Everything you need to know about JavaScript operators in 3 minutes, in 4 minutes, in 5 minutes. Operators are just symbols that are used to represent a mathematical or logical action. So a basic example of this is the assignment operator. If we want to make a variable called value and set it to 10, we'd say var value equals 10. In this case, the equals symbol is an operator. In JavaScript, we have a load of arithmetic operators. This is just like maths. So if we have a variable x which is equal to 5, and we say x plus 2, we will get 7. Similarly, if we said x plus equals 2, we would also get 7. The addition operator can also be used to combine two values together. So if we have x is hello and y is world, we can say x plus y, which returns us hello world. All the other arithmetic operations follow this exact same format. So for subtraction, we have x minus 2, x minus equals 2, which both give us 3. For multiplication, we have x star 2, x star equals 2, which gives us 10. For division, we have x slash 5, x slash equals 5, which gives us 1. For the power or exponent, we have x star star 2, x star star equals 2, which gives us 25. And for the remainder, we have x percentage sign 2, or x percentage sign equals 2, which gives us 1, because 7 divided by 2 gives us a remainder of 1. This is called modular division. We also have a greater than symbol. So if my number is equal to 2, we can say my number greater than 1, and it will return true because 2 is greater than 1. However, if we did my number greater than 3, it will return false because 2 is not greater than 3. We can also do greater than equals. So in this case, if we did 2 greater than equals 2, it will return true because 2 is equal to 2. On the other hand, we have less than. So my number less than 3 is true because 2 is less than 3. However, my number less than 1 will return false because 2 is not less than 1. And just like greater than, we also have less than or equal. So if I said my number less than or equal to 2, it would return true because my number is equal to 2. We also have comparison operators. The first example of this is the equals operator. So this checks to see if two values are equal to each other and does not consider the data type of the value. So my number equals 2 will return true because my number is equal to 2. Similarly, my number equals the string of 2 will also return true because the data type is not considered. The not equals operator is used to check if two values are not equal to each other. This also does not consider the data type of the value. So if we said my number is not equal to 2, it would say false because these are equal. As well as this, if we said my number is not equal to the string of 2, we would also get false because these are equal as the data types are not considered. The strict equals operator is used to see if two values are the same and also the data types are the same. So if we use our same example of my number equals 2, it would return true. But if we said my number equals the string of 2, this would return false because even though they're both 2, one of them is a string and one of them is a number. Just like equals, we also have a strict not equals counterpart. So this works exactly the same, but it's just the not version for strict equals. So 2 not equals 2 is going to return false because these two do equal each other. But 2 not equals the string of 2 is going to return true because according to strict equals, this would be false. And if we do not strict equals, it's going to be the opposite, so it's going to be true. Logical AND assignment will check to see if the left value is true, and it will assign the right value to the variable if so. So if we have a variable x which equals true, and a variable y which equals false, and we did x logical AND assignment hello, x would now store hello because x is true. Whereas if we did y logical AND assignment world, y would still store false because we only set the variable to the value on the right hand side if it's true. We mostly use the AND symbol in other cases such as if statements. So if we said if x equals hello and y equals world, x would have to contain hello and y would have to contain world for this code to be ran. The logical OR assignment is the opposite of the logical AND assignment in this case. So if the left value is false, it will assign the right value to the variable. So if we create an object x and give it a name of error code and a channel of false, then do x.name logical OR assignment subscribe, it would attempt to change the name from error code to subscribe. But in this case, name contains a value, which means that it's true, so it won't be replaced. On the other hand, if we do x.channel logical OR assignment nerds, it would replace channel with nerds because channel contained false initially. Just like AND, we mostly use the OR operator in an if statement or any other kind of statement. So if we said if x equals hello or y equals world, this would mean that only one of these statements would have to be true for the code to run. The ternary operator is very similar to an if statement. It takes a condition and two values, and it returns the first value if the condition comes out as true, but returns the second value if the condition comes out as false. So if we have a variable of my number equals 5, and we say value equals 5, question mark subscribe, colon unsubscribe, it's going to be checking if value equals 5 comes out as true or false. In this case, value does equal 5, so it's going to come out as true, and the final output is subscribe. On the other hand, if we use a statement of value equals 7, question mark dislike, colon like, obviously value does not equal 7, so this comes out as false, and the final output is like. So essentially, if this statement is true, it will go on the left-hand side of the colon. If it's false, it will go on the right-hand side of the colon. The type of operator just checks to see which data type is being used. So if we have my variable hello and do type of my variable, it will return string. If we have a variable called y, which stores the number 5, and we say type of y, it's going to return number. Finally, the logical not operator basically returns the opposite of what is being stored. So if we had three variables, true, false, and hello, and we say exclamation mark, which is the logical not operator, it would return false because this is the opposite of true. If we said not y, it returns true because that's the opposite of false. And if we say not z, it returns false because this variable contains a string.